Chat, the UFC is putting out trash cards pre-UFC 32. I don't know what's going on with these guys. For the main event of this fight night, we have number 12 versus number 13 in the featherweight division, and number 6 versus number 9 in the heavyweight division, which might as well be unranked competition given it's the shallowest heavyweight division we've ever had. This card is just... Jesus Christ, it's so bad. Look at all the women's fights. Bro, why did I think this was a women's fight too? Look at all these women's fights on the prelims too. I mean, this card is genuinely just like... They did not care about entertainment at all. I know some of these fighters are good, but zero name value, zero fights that matter. Aside from the top 2 fights, there is one more ranked fight in the bantamweight division. I mean, who cares about Caitlin Vieira versus Norma Dumont, man? Be honest. This card is so bad, man. We have Talita Alencar versus Ariana Carnelosi. I've never heard of these people. Genuine NPCs. Honestly, at this point, just pack it up. Nobody's getting on for the first fight. We got Phil Rowe versus Seokyeon Ko. KO as a last name is kind of cold. Phil Rowe coming off a win, but don't let this fool you. Bro just lost to Big Jake Matthews. And who did Jake Matthews just lose to? Neil Magny. These guys suck, but hopefully we have a good prospect right here. And Seokyeon KO. He looks promising. I think he's going to come in here, and I think he's winning the fight. He is coming off a unanimous decision win against Oban Elliott. Put up a decent amount of significant strikes. Not looking the hottest, though, in terms of entertainment. Then we have 2 more women's fights. One in the strawweight division, the other in the bantamweight division. Skipping both of those, honestly. That's like 45 minutes of just, like, going to do something else. Probably clean up my room, tidy up the room. Get chores done while that's going on. And then we have Dante Johnson versus Cedric Dumont. Dante Johnson is beating this guy. Cedric Dumont does not take his career seriously. Honestly, the amount of shenanigans he gets up to outside the cage, he's like John Jones 2.0, except he's not good at fighting. He's genuine cheeks, bro. Dante Johnson probably going to pick up either a decision or early KO. Nothing else to say about that fight. Honestly, not excited for it at all. Following that, we have Timmy Kwamba versus Monkey Lee. Timmy Kwamba is 1-2 in his last 3. He's not very good. Monkey Lee is coming off a win in his last fight. A KO win and a split decision before that. I think Monkey Lee is going to come in here. He's going to put his name out there with another KO. He's probably going back-to-back on KOs. And we could be seeing some promise out of this guy in the bantamweight division. Although he is in a division that's really tough to make a name in. We'll have to see where his career goes after this one. Timmy Kwamba isn't really much of a test. Can't even call him a gatekeeper or anything like that. He's just going to come in here and get his show paycheck because he's not getting no win paycheck and dip. Then, chat, the feature fight of the prelims, Billy Elikana versus Kevin Christian. Now, if you look over here, take a gander. This guy is 6 feet 7 inches tall. He is built like LeBron James, the Brazilian LeBron James. You guys know how there's the LeBron James of soccer and Christian Pulisic? Kevin Christian is the LeBron James of the UFC. I think he's going to come in on his debut off the Contender Series and take out Billy Elikana. This guy, honestly, decently promising prospect. I look forward to what he brings after this win. Billy Elicana just isn't going to be able to do anything against him, and I think it's going to be a fairly easy win for him. I think he's going to pack it up in the first round. Chat, keep in mind, Kevin Christian has not gotten out of the second round in his last 4 fights. I'm telling you guys, keep him in mind. Could be a fun fighter. Way better than that fraud they brought in that was also really tough. What was his name? Despain? Rebellis Despain? Bro couldn't grapple at all. Lost to fucking... to the feature fight of the main card. My GOAT, Waldo Cortez Acosta. This guy's really promising. He has grappling. He has the striking. He's going to get Elicana out of there. And then we get to the main card. And what do we see? A bunch of other boring, no-name fighters. This is huge. Starting off the main card, Alan Nascimento versus Cody Durden. Cody Durden coming off a loss. I mean, this is flyweight, man. Nascimento missed weight. Missing weight normally already means you're coming in at an advantage, and Cody Durden coming off a loss. He's just going to get packed up, man. Not much to say about that fight. Then in the welterweight division, we have Charles Radke versus Daniel Frunza. Both coming off of losses. I mean, who put this card together, man? He said, let's get a bunch of losers and pin them up against each other. That way, half the card comes out winners for their next fights. I mean, what is this, bro? Genuinely. Odds have him at winning via KO. Honestly, I have to agree with them, man. Charles Radke is cheeks at fighting, man. After that, we have Isaac Dulgarian versus Yair Delval. This is actually a fight I'm pretty excited for. Isaac Dulgarian, although he did get fraud checked by Christian Rodriguez, which is not a good look. This guy is allergic to getting out of the first round, aside from that one fight he lost by decision. This guy has so many first-round finishes in the featherweight division. Genuinely a problem. Yair Delval, jiu-jitsu guy. Not as crazy with the finishes, but he has plenty of finishes via sub in his career. A couple of TKOs finishes just from having control, getting strikes in the ground and pound. Honestly, based off his loss to Christian Rodriguez, I think Yair Delval probably late submission, or he's gonna get a prediction, or he's gonna get a decision. I just don't see Isaac Dulgarian getting this one out in the first round. Although with him, there is always that chance of him catching you. I'm gonna play it safe, and I'm gonna say Yair is winning this one. Then we have the third to last fight. Jeremiah Wells versus Themba Gorimbo in the welterweight division. Themba Gorimbo gonna win via KO against Jeremiah Wells. This is gonna be a fun fight. Themba Gorimbo tends to have pretty fun fights. Themba Gorimbo is coming off a loss against Vicente Luque, but Jeremiah Wells hasn't fought in a year and a half, and he is coming off 2 back-to-back losses. Honestly, I think Themba Gorimbo is just gonna bag this one up, take it home. Following that, we have what has become an absolute meme for me. Waldo Cortez Acosta versus Ante Delija. Bro, WCA, big WCA, Salsa Boy himself has made it to the top 5. He just came off a loss against Sergey Pavlovich. Bro, that tells you everything you need to know about this division. How is this guy getting this far in the UFC? Look, I like the guy. He seems like a vibe. But, bro, his fighting is not at that level. He can't even defend a low kick, man. And this isn't something that got exposed against Sergey Pavlovich. No. This got exposed like 4 fights ago. He proceeded to put 3 or 4 fights together after showing that weakness. And nobody has been like, you know what would be a good idea against this guy? Let's keep it up with the low kicks. Nope. This guy literally just jabs himself to a decision against every mid-blob, absolute disgrace of a heavyweight. This guy has no power. I don't think he has a knockdown in the heavyweight division, despite connecting a bunch against worse opponents. I mean, It's crazy that he's ranked this high, but it is what it is. I will be rooting for him this fight, by the way. Hey, not his fault that heavyweights aren't smart enough to realize that low kicks are his weakness. However, despite the fact that I'm rooting for him, Ante Delija is mad dangerous, and honestly, since he pressures forward so much and he is looking for a finish, he might cause trouble for my boy Salsa Boy. If I'm being honest, I don't think Salsa Boy stays away from that power for 3 whole rounds. Then for the main event, we have what is actually a fun fight. It's just they're rated so low that it just feels like it doesn't really matter too much. We have Steve Garcia versus David Yo Mama. I promise you guys this will be a fun fight. David Onama just came off beating Giga Chikadze, and Steve Garcia is riding a 6-fight win streak, a mix of finishes and decisions. He is willing to get in the fire, and honestly, I think he gets David Yo Mama out of there within the first 2 rounds. I don't think this fight will go the distance. David Yo Mama is pretty good at moving his head, staying out of the way of strikes. But Steve Garcia just puts on too much pressure. His unanimous decision against Calvin Kattar was pretty impressive, even though Calvin Kattar has shown not to be the same person. But these guys have both beat washed up featherweight vets, essentially, in both Giga and Kattar. Neither of them are in their prime. They're both past their prime. And honestly, I think Steve Garcia is going to take this one in the bag. Yeah, guys, those are my predictions for UFC Fight Night. Garcia versus Yo Mama. Let me know what you guys think. Who do you guys think is going to win these fights? Make sure to like the video. And make sure to sub to the channel, guys. I'll see you guys next time. And don't forget, next card is just as boring as this one. But that means we are getting 1 week closer to big JDM versus Islam Makhachev. That whole card is fire. Early prelims all the way to the end of the main card. That card is stacked. So I can't even be too mad at these cards being trash. But, I mean, they got us feeding on crumbs so that we could eat good for JDM versus Makhachev. Like I said, guys, that's it for this one. See you guys in the next one.